You're not happy.
But I am. But I'm struggling. It's a struggle.
I feel the same way.
It's a struggle, dude.
I'm not happy, but I'm struggling. And that comes out. I've never been an unhappy person.
All the time.
What?
What do you mean?
What you just said. You're not happy, but you're struggling.
Yeah.
All the time?
A lot.
Not
See,
all the time.
That's not good.
Yeah, but I think it's just like the way you wire it up.
I don't know. That's what people who are struggling all the time say.
There's a lot more things going on.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Everybody's got something going on.
Sure.
How many times do you think you spilt your coffee on you in the morning, like on the way to work? It's definitely happened multiple times.
Not like crazy.
No, not like the whole cup falling, but you get a faulty cup at 7-Eleven or something like that, and it drips down the side, drips on your leg.
7-Eleven is where you get the least faulty cups.
You feel like their lids are the best?
Since they made those heat
Double wall jobs.
Yeah.
The local joints, they don't got money. They're always trying to cut corners.
Yes.
Going with the,
those styrofoam
5 mil versus 10 mil paper cup.
I still remember.
I'll fuck with your whole mojo.
I still remember my worst cup of coffee ever. Worst cup of coffee ever. I was driving home from North Carolina, and I stopped at a gas station. Is that gonna hit? Is that gonna hit? Is that gonna hit? No.
This guy just went to make coffee just now.
As
if he didn't start the
No,
show.
he did not. He went and made coffee. We should see if we could do that every time. Let's talk about hot dogs next time.
I'm like, what's happening?
Break it out the fucking grill. He just said I'm going to make a coffee. What warp zone do I live in?
That was a good thing we were talking about, because I was just gonna bring up something similar, not coffee, but spilling shit on yourself.
I get too much shit on myself. I wonder if I can blame it on my stomach though.
Mm-hmm. I could tell by the way that you like store files on the computer that you spill shit on yourself a lot.
Wow, that's an insult. That's a hard insult. Like, I know what an insult is.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. It's sloppy. That means it's sloppy. I'm not stupid. Is that thing covering you?
Probably.
Who knows?
Whatever. Mags could fucking take care of it.
I'll lock him out.
Should we move Mags over here? Like, should we see if we can get him in?
Onto the TV?
No, like living here.
Does he want to escape? I mean, does he want to leave?
So. I don't think so. I asked him if he wanted to come, and he said something that wasn't all for it. So,
wow.
We can do.
How far away?
The Philippines, I think, is where they are. I'm not really sure.
A guy told me, if it's the Philippines, a guy told me that that's the best vacation place ever. He spends 3 months.
Well, I think it is. Sometimes I talk to them, and like, I think their background is like virtual, but it's like,
and it's real
paradise.
Oh my gosh. And it's cheap as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Guy in Florida was telling me, best place you could ever go, Philippines. Best vacation, best place to live. I think just freedom in a different way.
Well, the thing with the coffee cup, I was going to ask you guys is like, what's the shelf life on a white T-shirt?
You know what?
In your world,
I work in a warehouse, so I'm wearing double T-shirts. I always wear double T-shirts, so not long because the neck gets dirty.
Yeah,
the neck gets dirty pretty quick. But I try and make everything last.
Yeah, white's a tough. Like, I can't have a white shirt for more than a month.
Were you a wife beater guy?
No.
Do
I look like I was a wife beater
guy?
No,
but I mean, did you wear it underneath a shirt?
Wearing one right now.
Oh, see, I never did.
What does that have to do with it?
Oh, what's the length on those things? How long do they last?
Long time.
Yeah?
Yeah, because not many people are seeing those.
That's true.
A white T-shirt, you spill one thing on it, over.
It's over.
You wash it twice, it starts to get a little yellow looking, over.
What's your move when you spill like a drop of something on it? Do you do like the quick finger pickup, or do you try and get something like wet? Do you try and wet it? I never know if it's right to wet it or just get it off.
Depends.
I think it's about speed.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think if you get it off right away.
And what the color is.
Oh, it's always
I've gotten
like
really
hot
good.
sauce or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, then you toast. Hot sauce, coffee, fucking, you're fucked. Ruin the whole day.
I've gotten really good at like sucking it off. You know,
Oh my God.
just quick though. Like I have,
Bringing it out.
I have like a strategy with like where I use my teeth to get it off, like
Yeah.
minimal, like where it goes deeper in. I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Don't let it sit there.
no, you can't.
The worst is when you eat in your car, which I'm sure you guys probably don't do anymore, but you eat in your car and you don't know that you spilled it until you walk back into work.
That's never happened to me.
I got a pretty good track record with that. I don't really dirty my clothes too often. But when I do, it sucks.
What do you mean by dirty your clothes? How else are you dirtying your clothes?
No, I'm saying like I feel like some people like that's like a thing that happens to them. They always spill food on themselves. You know what I mean? Like that's like a fucking, like that's
I think it's from eating in
personality
in,
style.
not on a table,
Also, I think it's eating in your car, which I never do.
which is not good.
Never ever. I barely drink coffee in my car.
When was the last time you fell?
Probably recently. I don't know.
Really?
I don't fall a lot.
No, but I mean, at our age,
But
we
that's the
don't.
thing too. Some people fall a lot. Like my dad falls all the time.
See, this is what I'm getting to. So in my family surrounding of people, everyone over 70 has fell like multiple times this summer.
Well,
Wow.
I think when you're getting over 70, I think it's a different story.
I think you're doing too much if you've fallen.
My
think
dad's
it's
always been falling.
It's a lack of muscle.
It's a lack of movement, of
Yeah.
picking up those feet and
Yeah.
getting them over the lip.
Because you know what's really important is knowing how to fall.
Well, that's true too. You got to tuck and roll.
Yeah.
Learn that by
Break
Johnny
fall.
Knoxville. Break fall, is that what it's
Yeah.
called? You were fighting a big dude on your Instagram the other day.
Yeah, you saw me fucking rip his shoulder right now.
I saw you on the ground. I didn't see you rip his shoulder. Was that the end of the video? I scrolled to it and I said, "Ooh,
that
that's a
video
big dude."
specifically is of me submitting him, man. Come
Yeah?
on. Learn how to watch what to watch.
I was tough. I I saw the guy. You went on the
when
ground.
I went like this,
I think
that's
you
'cause
grunted.
like when I threw my hands up like that, it's because I popped his shoulder and I let go right immediately.
Oh, okay.
Could be construed the other way though. It's like I don't want any of this.
Right.
You know?
Back off.
Could go either way.
No, dude, I wouldn't have posted it otherwise.
That's true. I was like, when I first looked at it, I was like, it's weird that he's posting this. It looks like he's getting thrown to the ground a little bit.
I feel like that's a big flaw with jujitsu people in general.
That they only post when they're doing
Like the
well.
yeah, exactly.
Nobody's gonna
He's
post
posted
themselves
some
getting
stuff when he's
highlighted.
exhausted.
Well, I'm not saying the
which
people
is
that are
good.
doing it. I'm talking about like the teachers. I would respect
Oh.
the teacher a little more if he showed himself in, some compromising situations.
Yeah.
Well, there's
know?
also like there's like etiquette in terms of like you don't want to always be the person who's posting like highlighting people and shit like as not there's like anything else there's standards.
I would hope not.
Standards of reasonabness,
Be like, I'm not gonna fight you anymore, dude.
Yeah, but
You
I
only
lose a
you
lot
only
more.
post my shit.
There's a lot more videos, of me losing than there is of me winning.
Yeah, those are embarrassing when it's like you're like,
It's exhausting.
it's tough. It's a tough look.
Sweat's dripping from
But
every
it
orifice.
doesn't matter. No one's gonna remember it.
No, probably not.
Yesterday and today, top 5 weather days of the year.
Today was beautiful.
Is
Yesterday, I was trapped in a little bit of a box, so it got super hot. I was up on a pool deck for a little bit, direct sun, very hot. But I just walked out here to have a cigarette. Nicer outside than it is in this place.
73 degrees.
Beautiful.
That's crazy. It's like it was Labor Day, and then all of a sudden it's just like, hey, here's some fall.
Yeah, it's the way it happens.
so should we hold tryouts for a new female co-host?
Does it have to be a female? Yeah, it has to be a female, right? It can't be another dude in here. Tryouts would be the coolest way to do it. Instead of just like picking one,
Yeah, that would be good.
just to see. I mean,
Tryouts.
Where are we going to get them from?
oh, we don't know.
The internet.
we,
Them.
don't, we don't know.
Where are we going to get these
We
women
should see
from?
if we can find somebody who's got like some audience, like an influencer or something.
I mean, that would be the smartest way.
Yeah.
But it's probably tough to get into the groove with us three idiots
We should just paint a picture of Meg on that TV.
and just have it
leave
at all
there
times.
forever. And never be able to use that TV.
Never use the TV.
Nope. Yep.
Meg TV.
Meg TV. That's funny.
Can't believe it.
Vince Gilmore. Hey, Vince.
Hey, Vince. I'll call you back in a few.
So what'd you get? I had something for you. Oh, the band. Let's go over the band. You played out for the first time. War on Fear. Come on. How is it to play in front of people? Were there people?
There's a lot of people. It's like full place.
50?
More.
Wow.
Well, here's something that was really interesting, right? We sound checked
Wait. Before you get into that, not to cut you off, but I have to. You're a nervous Nelly guy. Take us through the day. I mean, you didn't play until 10 o'clock at night.
I wasn't nervous at all whatsoever until right before we went on, like to actually.
Okay.
Do it. I wasn't like, to be
sense.
honest with you, like the whole time, like when he set this up, I was like, do me a favor, don't ask me any fucking questions. Don't ask me to like. I'm not like, because he had all these ideas about like, let's make a video. And, like,
no.
And I'm like, I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm 42 years old, man.
Right.
Like, let's just go up there and do it. And so I kind of like ignored it. Like, and I texted a few people like the day of, and they're like, why would you not tell me this like before? I totally would have came. I was like,
you definitely
I
should
kind
have
of
done
wanted
that.
to pretend like it wasn't happening. So I would psych myself out of it.
So that was probably a way to not make yourself nervous.
Yeah. So I got the whole day, was not nervous at all. We sound checked. And we fucking, like, there was people in the place. There was like an art show going on. And we sound checked and were tight. And it was really cool. I was loose. And I could hear everything. There wasn't that many people there, but there were people there.
Right.
And all the people that were there were hooting and hollering. They really enjoyed it. It was really cool. And then when we went to do the set, like I couldn't, like I had in-ears.
Right.
And like, I couldn't really hear myself as well as I would have liked to.
Is that because of the crowd?
Yeah, I think it was because of the crowd, and also, like Rob wasn't the sound engineer; it was some other guy.
Right.
And like Rob was doing 8 billion things, so like, you know, it wasn't whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm not like a super experienced, you know, play live guy.
Right.
So I don't always know exactly how to ask for what I need.
Right.
You know what I mean? In like a quick pinch, like, hey, give me less of fucking X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, blah.
And it's nice that you even got that option of sound check and shit. Like you could be playing at a bar that you're just putting your stuff up there and you're just starting right away, you know?
So what was the effect of not being able to hear?
Well, the problem when you can't hear yourself properly, when you're singing, it's most complicated when you're singing along with somebody else. Like
you don't know when to like the other person's singing.
It's not when, it's tone. Tone is relative. So like when you ever hear when somebody says I'm in tune with myself.
The tone rangers?
Yeah, like you could sing a song and it could sound normal, but it's not in the key of what the song is. But when two people are singing together and they're not in tune with each other, it's very obvious. It sounds like shit.
Right.
So in order to be able to sing in tune, hearing where the other person's at, being able to meet them and like whatever their part is, I mean, you know.
So you're able to hear their vocals in your ears?
Yeah, like when we're in the studio.
Whole song.
That's crazy.
When we're in the studio and like at sound check, like it was, you know, nice and in really high quality systems, you have a perfect mix.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. It's hard to sing. Singing is the biggest difficulty. Playing the instruments is not as hard,
right?
Because they're amplified and you can hear them through. They get cut through. And then my guitar amp was placed underneath the house PA speaker.
Okay,
so that was creating some fucking interference. First couple of songs, little fucking heebie-jeebies. By the time we got to Phaedrus, was at the end.
Okay.
And then Josie came up and did that song, God Bless Me. By the time we got into that, I was
feeling it.
Yeah, I was feeling it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
You took your shirt off? What'd you do?
Took my shirt off.
I mean,
I took my pants
fucking,
off.
you blow some kisses out there? Did you fucking throw your pick? Did you throw your pick?
What's funny is that like I wasn't really facing the audience. I
Flicky
was facing like Rob. And Rob's like facing the audience because the guy can't. He loves
Kid
himself.
loves it. Kid loves. Was he doing his dance?
Oh, he loves it. So yeah, I mean, I don't like being an entertainer is a whole different thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think you got to. That's really good to get your music out there.
Yeah, sure.
Because people, I mean, it's going to obviously go both ways. You definitely walk into a bar and you're like, oh man, these guys sound like shit. But it could also. I know many of bands that I started to follow like just because I saw a couple songs live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I find the vocals always consistently hard to hear.
It's hard.
Well, that's
almost impossible.
It's kind of like what I'm talking about. Like it's when you go to small venues, the sound quality, both for the musicians and for the people, is always shitty.
Did you go, John?
No.
That's why original music is hard to put over in settings like that.
Yeah, because nobody's relating to it.
Because you don't need to know, like when you hear a song that you don't need to hear the crispness of the vocal.
Right.
As long as they don't sound like absolute dog shit.
Yep.
You hear it, you singing along, you're bopping around because you know the fucking tune.
That makes sense.
When it's an original band, when it's original music, you got to find some, connecting with what they're saying is a huge part of it. So being, having good acoustics in the place is important.
And you were second out of 3 bands?
Yeah.
How was Rob by himself? Honest opinion.
Great.
Is it crazy music or is it, what is it?
Similar.
Dreamcast? What was that band?
Dreamweaver?
No, not Dreamweaver. Rob.
His stuff is.
I'm thinking of Kai. I think with his crazy music.
You know what's funny?
Dream Theater?
Dream Theater, yeah.
What's funny is just hysterical, actually. And he kind of told me this, but didn't really tell me this. You know the song that I wrote, "Running Out of Room"?
Yeah.
So he did it in his set, and he mentioned to me a while ago,
Who did it in his set?
he mentioned to me at some point, over the past few months, yeah, I did a fucking version of "Running Out of Room." I've been doing it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I didn't really think about it too much. So he starts playing it, and I'm like, this is my fucking song.
Did you guys talk about it afterwards?
No. And he has permission.
But I turned to Kai or Carl, the kid who plays with us, the guitar and drum guy, and I was like, you can have it, man. You know what I mean?
That's pretty.
It was cool. For a second, I was like, what the fuck? But then I was
bro,
like,
you playing my song?
Jesse's like, I don't even want it anymore.
No, but then
whatever. I'll let you have it. It's cool.
But then it was kind of cool. It was like, yeah, it's my song. The guy's fucking playing it. Yeah.
Has to be cool.
It was cool.
I would love that.
With that other song that we just put out, you know what I really love about that song?
What?
Trumpets.
Yeah, yeah.
Rob's got to fucking bust that trumpet out more.
Seriously,
bro.
stop
That's
putting it
one
back
of
in
the
the
greatest
case.
instruments there is.
He's always putting it back in the case. Blows on a little bit, and then he puts it back in the case.
Leave it on the desk just in case the mood strikes you.
It sits there perfectly.
That's a fucking great instrument.
Yes.
It really is. And he's so good at it.
I think it's hard to play.
Yeah.
It is.
Get that.
It is. It's a way different. Hard is relative, but it's a way different physical skill set than the other instruments.
You're involving your fucking lungulars, you know?
Yeah, and your lips are all weird.
No, Rob, he's amazing, man. He's
super talented. Since the first day I saw him back here during that festival, I said that guy is fucking awesome.
And the way that we work together is primo.
That's great.
I do a lot of what he doesn't do, and he does a lot of what I don't do.
You guys complete each other.
Yeah.
Basket case and basket case.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's funny when he said, Rob's fucking crazy. I'm like, yeah, Rob's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
On A days, and you're crazy on B days. It's great.
Just don't fucking come around when it's the days mixed together. You know?
Definitely not.
That's when the fucking place explodes.
No, it was cool. It was a cool experience. And what was really cool is there were a lot of people that knew the music. So
That's
there were
cool.
people singing along to "If I Was a God." That was fucking dope.
Oh, that's
cool.
awesome.
People coming up and saying, "Hey man, I've listened to your music. It's really fucking cool. It's so cool to hear." Just it was cool.
That's
really,
great.
It was a cool experience.
Don't make it 9 months until you play out again.
No,
That should be a rule.
no. Got to
Get it
release
out
more
there.
music. That's really what I got to do. That's the real fucking thing.
Yeah.
And promote that.
Yep.
We will.
Play out.
I think it's easy now that I think about it. It's like, just put them out.
Put them
it
out.
out.
Yeah, put
Kiss.
them out. Forget about
You
the
know?
videos and shit. If
Yeah.
you have some shit, you have it.
Too much to think about, you know?
Yep.
And then eventually, there'll be a little bit of a movement, and then you know that's the time.
You could always
know?
go. You could always go back and put video into music anyway.
Yeah, well, that's
doesn't
something.
matter.
Yeah.
What's interesting is I heard somebody say something which I thought was really cool. Somebody said, when you release music digitally or any kind of work of art, it's like an asset. It's like selling a house. You can choose to promote. If you put something out a year ago, but then right now is the time where you have some content, you have some money, and you want to promote it.
Yeah.
There's no reason why
Nobody
you can't.
knows.
Yeah, a song that was released a year
yeah.
ago, you can promote the shit out of it today, and you can have some kind of traction 6 months from now. And it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Because that shit's good over and over again. It's not like a movie where you know the
It's a
story.
song, yeah,
know
you
the
listen to it
ending,
over and over
You
again,
know
yeah.
this and that. You just listen to it over and over again.
Yeah,
It's kind of like a movie.
Do you think it's a movie?
This is a shorter one.
it's a short movie, 3-minute movie.
Yeah.
Just has so much more feeling.
It's funny because
to
you were
it.
just so serious about that. It's not like a movie, and it's almost identical.
No,
about
it's
it.
definitely not identical.
There's
How
no
is it
visual.
identical to a movie?
Yeah,
Well, it's a story.
I'm not saying the
Song's a
visual
story.
but I'm not. A
story.
song's a story. I don't know. I don't feel that because most movies that are great and that you're going to watch over and over again, they're not the stories that have the surprise ending or the mystery that you're solving at the end of it. Music,
but neither do all songs.
You're getting
Some of them do.
You're getting through a verse. You hear something in a verse that you never heard before. You know what I mean? Or you just really fall in love with the lyrics. But maybe it's a story. It's probably a story.
Story.
I'm pretty sure.
It's a story.
Storytelling.
I'm gonna go and pull rank and say it's definitely a story.
All right, I'll see you guys next week. I love the show.
Meg will be sitting here.
Meg's coming into the desk area. Yeah, I guess it's a fucking story. I guess the album's a story, definitely. Fuck.
I was just listening to a podcast on the way back, and the guy was saying that that's the only thing. Like, the guy was asking him, because he's like a creator, and someone was asking him, like, what if your kid said, I want to do YouTube? And he said, my kid has already said that he wants to do it, and I just push him deeper and deeper into it, like what we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
And he said, he's like, because he's like, calculus or this other shit or whatever I'm going to do, he's like, the most important thing that I believe in my life is that if you can tell a story, it's all that matters. You can do whatever you want. You can sell,
it translates to everything.
Yeah. You could sell, you could create, you could do anything. And it was interesting. So
I think that's the truth. I think that's the ultimate art form, is to be able to communicate that.
Yes. To be able to communicate. A lot of people can't do it.
No.
Oh, you know what I had today? Now that you just made the beep bop noises? Went to Taco Bell. Been a long time. Ever go up to a drive-thru yet where it's a robot?
Nope.
No.
All right. Well,
which one?
I walked up. I don't know, up on Deer Park Avenue. And they were like, how can I help you?
No.
Yes. Robot voice, woman robot voice.
Sexy.
Is there anything on the menu that I can take an order for? Something weird like that. So I waited. And usually, it's like, you want your apple pie today? You want to have this today? And that's always a recording. And then you have to say no, or the person just comes. So I waited like a solid 30 seconds. I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to talk to this person, this thing. And then I was like, you know what? I'll take 3 Crunch Wraps or whatever I said, right? And then on the menu, it came up. And then I go, and a small Sprite. And it said, 1 small Starry. So it understood that my Sprite was a Starry.
Wow.
Or is the person putting it in and listening to me?
No, because the thing is that drive-through model, that's a very easy AI.
Of course it is.
AI scenario. There's because especially those types of businesses, there's a very finite amount of variables.
But even when
that's like a
even when I get a
ChatGPT
person,
fucking like dream scenario.
so I always call that drink a Sprite, right? I never say 7-Eleven, never say Starry.
What's Starry?
Starry is just another form of Sprite.
It's Sierra Mist.
Sierra Mist.
The new
it's the
Sierra
new
Mist.
Sierra Mist.
Sierra Mist is no longer?
No.
So anytime I would ever say, can I have a small Sprite? They'd be like, is Sierra Mist okay?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this thing just wrote it right up, and they were like, please drive up, $8.92. And then I was waiting to like roll up to a robot to give me my food, but it was just a Spanish lady.
You sure?
Yes.
Did she just look like a Spanish lady?
No, she's totally Spanish lady. Sweet.
I heard a stat this week. I think it was from like Meta's last earnings call. Whatever, they grew by like $21 billion. That I don't know what the number is. It was a massive number. But also, so like half of the call was like how they were doing so great, and the second half of the call was how they cut their workforce by 20%.
Oh my God.
And that's it right there.
Yeah.
It's like people that don't think it's happening. It's happening.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. There's no way out.
It's happening at Taco Bell. It's happening at Meta.
That was the first time.
But there's a possibility it's going to bring a lot of positive shit that we're not even ready for, that we're not thinking about.
A lot more people to huddle with in poverty. It'll be sweet. No,
I think
Keep you warm in
there's
the
a
winter.
case that they might put through like a universal basic income type of a thing. And then people are going to have to, like, Elon Musk said something pretty interesting. He said the biggest issue that people are going to have is not access to resources or financial or any of those things. It's going to be the ability to derive meaning in their lives. And I thought that was very interesting because
that's
like,
a problem then.
Yeah, but it is and it isn't, because we've been making meaning up like the entire history of our species. This is Vitruvian 5000 type talk.
Yeah, it went in there hard.
But we've been doing that.
I'm gonna be my subconscious. I like when he does
No,
that.
but all right.
Well, the thing is like, to that point is like what they said is that everyone's worried in the beginning. Everybody's worried about AI writing songs and drawing art and doing that type of thing. When AI really works is that all the humans have all the time in the world to do those things.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. Like people were worried about the wrong thing. Real AI is like, I don't got to go food shopping. I don't have to think about what I'm wearing, all that stuff. That's really where it takes over, and then it's like it's almost like a utopian society at that
Exactly.
point,
Exactly. But what he's saying is like we're gonna have to figure out like what. And there are other people that are talking about this too. Like, but I mean, we've been making that shit up from the beginning. Like, what's the meaning of life?
You're calling that a utopian society. That means everybody's happy and enjoying themselves.
It could be a utopian
Well, everyone's
society
free,
if we all tap in on it.
Free to do what? I mean,
Whatever we
you
want.
Because you don't have to do the things that you do now because they're taken care of.
Yeah, like if the government wrote you a check for $150,000 a year every year, and that by and large covered your expenses, you go on vacation two times a year, and you're relatively in a somewhat comfortable position, and you didn't have to go to work, and you could do whatever the fuck you want.
That is not going to happen. No way would that happen. Where you're just going to be handed money.
I think there is
to do nothing.
There's a potential of a version of that. I'm not saying exactly that, but I think there's a potential of a version of that.
I think they let a lot of people die off first, then start handing out paychecks.
It all depends on how hard the folks that are in control are going to fight to not make adjustments. That's where you're going to have people killing each other.
It's just going to take an extremely long period of time, I'm pretty sure, still.
I think it's going to be the opposite. I think
there's too many, there's too many people doing too well for it to happen too fast.
Yeah, well, they're the ones who are slowing it down.
Without a doubt.
They're the ones who are throttling it and keeping it,
that'll continue.
Keeping it held back because there's a lot of people who it's not convenient for these things to kind of take shape. But yeah, who knows? Crazy things are going to happen for sure.
That is bizarre. Stop scaring me, guys.
Whatever.
But I think exciting things are going to happen too. I think you're going to see both. You're going to see some really scary shit, and you're going to see some pretty wonderful shit, I think.
I mean, it probably comes down to that there's too many people, right?
No.
That's what probably most of the issues are. There's not enough room.
There's a ton of
available. Yep, not available. It's owned by somebody else.
No room at the inn?
No room.
Yeah, but I mean, the people will make the arguments of what do you have to own anything? What can you actually own because you only go around one lifetime and then you die. So ownership is kind of a abstract concept that and these.
But I don't know what you're supposed to do. Like when you talk like that, I don't know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just walk around.
Well, but
you're supposed to just be like, "Hey, John, what's up?"
Well, that's kind of what this gets into. Like this gets into. Like if you go back a certain amount of time, you can see the progression of like the way culture and society and all that kind of stuff was. Like I mean, things were different. 300 years ago, people only got married to, merge. Financial.
Families. Oh, financial.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It wasn't like what it is now, love of my life. You know what I mean? Like that didn't exist. And then you go back more time and there's a lot of other things that didn't exist. But then, cultures develop and things change. And so it's like, we're going to go into a place where there's different forms of what means anything to people. Because at the end of the day, I think the only real purpose of being alive is to stay alive. Don't die. That's the only real.
Yeah, but you don't believe that you have to have a meaning to stay alive?
No, what I'm trying to say is I think meaning is subjective. I think culturally as humans.
I think your meanings are different than my means.
Yeah, but I think culturally as human beings, over time, we've all kind of relatively agreed upon a lot of things and disagreed upon other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like certain things like the nuclear family, marriage, taxation, certain things are they're relatively agreed upon by most people.
Right.
You shouldn't murder. You shouldn't steal. These are all things that people generally have gotten together on and said, this is what we think. But you look through history, there's a lot of differentiation in all that shit.
True.
So I think now, because of what's happening, you're going to see a lot of, not attack, but a lot of variability in a lot of that shit. Because it's you deal with what you have to deal with because you have to. But then all of a sudden when you don't have to, it's different.
Very interesting.
This is an advertisement for Vitruvian 5000.
Real quick.
He says he's coming up here. We'll have him as a guest on this. Yeah.
We should get a guest.
Right now?
Again. I think we should have a way to people to submit to be guests.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know?
Yeah, well, what do they have to do?
Listen, we got 4 months left in the year. Let's just take some time to reflect on how the first part of the year is gone, and now, like, what are we working on? How do we feel?
Well, now, I mean, we're in a different game now. I mean, we have a team member just jumped ship.
Yeah.
So this is different. This is a different thing. You know what I mean?
But I feel like we've done this before.
It was called the lunchroom.
And then that one got debunked. And then it was us three.
It's always been
Was
us
it?
Yeah, it was you two first.
Oh.
And then it was us three for a minute.
Yeah, but you filmed the West Industry Project.
Yeah, but that was before that.
It's always been us three.
It's true.
What should we do?
I don't think we necessarily have
skits, segments?
No.
I was thinking
Too
about
much.
doing a dance to start the show.
Yeah? Like different music every day?
Yeah, like put a song on and we'll just do whatever feels right.
I don't think
I'll dance with you.
I think the only thing we got to do is get pumped again. Just have fun, you know? Gotta have fun.
I'm having fun.
Gotta
I
get
have fun.
pumped about it.
I have fun all the time.
That's not true.
Most of the time.
If anybody listens to your podcast, I don't think you have much fun.
What do you mean? Why are you putting it down now?
I'm not.
Put it
It's
down
still
like it's
good,
negative.
but I'm starting to get worried about you.
Finally, it took him this long. I told you to get worried in like third episode. I was like, you should have been worried and stopping me from doing it.
I don't know. You're just like you need something.
I think I black out,
I know, but it's
when
a
I'm on the
lot of
mic.
like you're not happy.
but I am. But I'm struggling. It's a struggle.
I feel the same way.
It's a struggle, dude.
I'm not happy, but I'm struggling, and that comes out. I've never been an unhappy person.
All the time.
What?
What do you mean?
What you just said. You're not happy, but you're struggling.
Yeah,
All the time?
a lot.
Not
See,
all
that's
the time.
That's not good.
Yeah, but I think it's just like the way you wire it up.
No, that's what people who are struggling all the time say.
There's a lot more things going on.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Everybody's got something going on.
Sure.
And it's how you handle it. You could only handle it for so long.
No,
And the
but
pressure fucking...
not to make it about but the balancing act of being father, husband, and individual
Yeah, sometimes you can't see the light.
is a very, very,
blocked.
very tricky thing to do. And listen, a billion fucking Joe Schmoes out there are doing it. So it's not
Yes.
like it's like, oh, feel bad, you know what I mean? But it's very challenging. It's very challenging. And I think the more and look at like what we do. Like we there's so much energy and time spent into doing things like this that are like for us, that are individual based things. So I think the deeper you lean into that sector, the harder it is to play that balancing act. Because I think most people who do that, play that game, they just give up. They just give up. Like, I have nothing for myself. I do nothing for myself. I just fucking, this is what I am. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I pay the bills and I go home and they beat me up. You know, like,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
I think sometimes, or more than often than not, it's people really enjoy being with their family.
no, but it's not, I don't think that's the, I'm not saying that I don't or he doesn't. I just think the balancing act, the energy generation.
Well, it's different for everybody.
it's
hard.
for me, it's the constant, and this is what you're supposed to do, and that's why you got to deal with it and go through it. So then they get to that age where they're finally their person, right? Because they're not their person until they're like 24. You're not your person until you're 24, 25. I'm serious.
It's a long way away.
I'm just saying, like, if you, I think Ward said it or something like that. I'm not going to trust anything anybody under 18 says. I'm sorry. You have not had enough experience. You don't know the real right answer. There might not even be a right answer.
I think that's an extreme. I understand what
It's
he
a
means.
little bit of extreme, but I'm going by what he means.
Yeah.
I'm going by what he means by
right.
it.
Yeah.
And it's just the constant teaching them how to, like, the behavior is so big for me. Like, I'm still teaching them how to say thank you when at times that they need to say thank you. And that should be over already.
Why?
Why should
it be
what?
over?
Because they should already know.
Why?
Because you're
Like,
taught.
that's arbitrary.
It's not a question of should. It goes back to my energy expenditure and balance
arbitrary.
game.
Why is it
It would
arbitrary?
be so
If
much
somebody
easier for you if they did.
If somebody hands you food, you say thank you, right?
Sure.
You don't walk up to. Did you walk up to your mom and go, "I'm hungry. Where's the bananas?"
Maybe. I don't remember.
Probably.
Was it wrong?
Sure.
Sure. So I would have to then say, John, you don't say it that way. What you do is you say, "Mom, can I please have a banana?" and then you go get a
Like,
banana.
yo, bitch, give me a fucking banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, but I
So
think that's
it's
like you're right now.
But it's the constant.
definition of being a parent.
And I said,
Yeah.
this is what we have to do to
Right.
teach them. But I mean, how many times are you going to constantly correct the same behavior before you get it? Or is it them being spoiled?
I think it's the same as it's ever been.
No, it is. It is. But Scott Galloway fucking said something
I think
that
kids
I think.
talk way more than they used to talk back in the day.
No, it's just the first time
100%.
you've ever had to listen to them talk.
way.
Nope.
You're just a
I don't
different
think so.
person.
No, but I think
believe
this
that.
is true. Scott Galloway said, like, in a study of, like, happiness, like, for people, like, our age group, it's like the low point of, like, the happiness in your life. Because it's like, it's the point at which, not to say that I'm unhappy, because I'm not, but it's the point at which there is a massive amount of responsibility, expectation, both internal and external, and it's nearly impossible to give it all
Every day.
It's
every day.
and then you get older, and then you realize that, like, nothing really matters anyway, and then you kind of, like, get better at not giving a fuck, and then you're done.
I think you reap the benefits. Like, I've seen my dad, when you see them with their grandchildren, and right away they're like, I never thought I'd see this. I never thought I'd get to this point. So they just take that for granted, and then they live this happy life where they now will just listen to you, rant, make noises. You know what I mean? And it's just like, let them be. Just let them do it.
You ever talk to your parents about like how you feel? Like, see if they felt that way at this age?
I never asked how they felt, but you could tell by their anger at points that they were the same way. I mean, we were talking about it the other day when I don't know if this happened to you, but if you went out in the summertime, I remember coming into my house and my mom being like, "Are you home? Are you staying here right now, or are you going out?" And it's like,
sarcastically?
No, I'm going. No, it would be like, you're either out or you're in.
Yeah,
And as soon as you come in, you're in.
Because I think on a certain level, like, if you're, especially like moms, like, you got an 18-year-old kid who's out at 2:00 in the morning, like, you're not
See
sleeping.
that
You're not sleeping.
that's gonna be another.
Your kid just gets their license. You know what I mean?
It's all in
Like,
waves. There's all different problems.
Yeah.
The bigger they get, the bigger the problems. But all that same shit.
seasons of life.
You try and enjoy it. I think it's the constant. I think it's the constant being on, just like anything else. If anybody's a superstar or an action star or a movie star, whatever they are, and they always have to be on, they can't make a clunker. They can't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just the always being on that tires you out, and you just need to walk away.
Well,
How could it be better?
How could it be better? I mean, everybody would hate because I say it all the time. How could it be better being comfortable economically?
No, you know how I
Would
think it
make
could be
it
better?
much easier for me because that's 90% of my stress.
I think the only way to make it better is to
Maybe not
work
what?
more on yourself. Because the more you work on yourself, the better you're able to deal with other people. And I think
Sure.
that's the hardest piece.
But there's still problems that are still going to exist.
no, but there's always going to be problems. You just get better at dealing with them, I think.
You might.
I don't think there's ever a point in
You
time.
might. You might not.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, the reason why sometimes I worry about you is because like you seem like so happy a lot, but then the darkness comes out in that microphone.
Maybe I'm up too long. Maybe I just stay up too
Wrong
long. I
time.
should probably get to sleep.
Yeah, he is kind of an anomaly in the fact that, like, he's one of the most cheerful, like...
You think it's that negative? It's not supposed to be that negative.
It's
It's supposed to
fairly
be like
negative.
a little lesson in there.
Well, it's like sarcastic-y, cynical.
No, you're a negative fuck. But what is so unique is that you also at this same time are the kind of person that when you walk into the room, you brighten the room up.
Yeah.
You're one of the most negative people I've ever met.
Isn't that weird?
But you're also a person.
Try being me.
No, but it's a very strange dynamic. It's very unique mix of things.
But what scares me about that
Oh
is
my
like,
gosh, I hate that he keeps on using the word scared.
but what scares me
You're gonna
about
kill
that is
yourself.
like
You just thought-
it's great that you have your own thing for him now to put that out. Plus here because you're negative here often. Like, what did you do before? Like, did you like tell anybody what was going on, or like?
I write.
Okay,
I write.
can we see some of those?
I write. I mean, if you want me to read some shit? Yeah,
but
I read one last week.
But I think that's
Did you hear that one yet?
I think you're doing a lot. I think you do. Yeah, I did. I think you're doing a lot of things that like you're not meant to do.
Ooh, That's interesting.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's just like I don't think you know what you're meant to do yet. You know?
I better figure it out. I'm fucking 44.
But devil's advocate, I also think that like when you in the creative act and like writing stuff and like I think that like that's kind of what happens a lot is like it becomes a conduit for like all my songs are set to fucking groovy fucking tunes and shit and then you bob your head. But if I explain to you like the lyrics, the meaning of where everything comes from, I would say 90% of it is negative stuff. There's always a little glimmer of hope in there. Like there's always like this, like this. It can get better. It will get better.
Yeah,
refuse.
I do that too, Jesse.
Refuse to give up, so to speak. But like, I just kind of think that when people like, I don't know like what you want to call it, but I just think it's like art. That's like a conduit. It's like what happens.
Right.
It's like a therapeutic kind of place for you to like. If you have that talent or you have that ability, it becomes a natural place for you to channel those fucking emotions.
What do you think I should be doing?
I think that you should do like some of those personality tests.
Oh yeah, a disc. He never did that.
A couple different ones.
All right.
Because I want to see.
What are we going to reveal from that? That I'm like psychotic?
He's like, you should do the test where they determine whether or not they can put you in a padded room.
You're not going to put me in a straitjacket if I fail the test, are you? Like, is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, there's 3 guys in white coats outside.
It's like when they ask me my ID, they go to porno. Similar.
Yeah, no, Kurt, you did really good. Take a step outside the hallway.
Come in this way.
He never did a disc? No. He never did that?
No way.
He totally should.
Me?
It's interesting.
Can't believe it took you 17 episodes to realize that I'm a maniac.
I just think that like I think like it's funny because like remember how you said you never wanted to do this either.
Yeah, that's true.
You never want to be on camera?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like. I still don't
Meanwhile,
like the
you're a
camera.
star.
Yeah.
I still don't like the camera. It's a tough thing to look at.
Like 6 episodes into fucking what was it at that point? West Industry Athletics. This guy's got a he's smoking on the camera with his fucking arm around a cigarette.
But you know what helps?
You want to hear about the Steelers?
You know what helps that situation? Comfortable of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That helps that situation.
Of course.
So when we first started, I don't know what the fuck you two nerds are going to say. So I'm fucking just sitting here and I'm trying not to say anything stupid. Then I started not caring about sounding stupid.
Yeah, but I think the number one rule of almost doing anything is like,
The one compliment I get is that sometimes I say things that people are thinking and they won't normally say it.
I think that's what you do all the time.
Right, but I'm saying I say it on here. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So that kind of gave me the idea of the other thing, to do that.
You doing podcasts. I mean, you're fucking...
I think John thinks I should stop.
No, it's the opposite.
The opposite.
Well, you're nervous.
Great
You keep on saying nervous.
No, you're just a negative bastard. Yeah, fucking...
I'm not. I'm so positive. It's always...
Waiting for the light to shine out of you.
But what are you going to get out of that?
I don't know. I mean, I'll feel good because that means that, through years of doing this, you've all of a sudden, you've gotten past all of that, shit. What's happening right now?
I don't know. I think I'm dying inside.
No, there's going to be this
therapy session for me.
It's going to take a couple of weeks to figure out the new range, the new how we do this.
Should we just make stories up about why she's not here?
Oh, that would be good. Every week why she can't make it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's obviously
pretty
because
good idea.
Kurt said some off-color remarks, you know what I mean? And
It's the opposite of what I was thinking.
I know it's me. No, she's buying a cow in Switzerland. She went back
I was going to go there.
because she wanted to,
Yes.
I heard you milk them clockwise and she found a
I
couple.
wonder if anybody in her world kind of gave a shit about this. Like,
No.
No?
I don't know. I wish she was here.
Me too.
I'm okay without her. No, I'm kidding.
You want to see if Kevin Herrera wants to come back?
That kid. He's funny.
I don't want to see if anybody could come back. Let's just fucking do something.
We just got to have fun. We should have fucking fun. People love us, man.
Listen, I have fun every time I sit here. Once I know all the cameras and everything's recording,
True.
and a client's not calling me,
This is true. Yeah, we should probably have a guest. The guests work out.
Yeah, should we rearrange the room maybe one more time?
No, we should definitely not rearrange the room. Jesus Christ. Not at all.
We should like go deeper into like the stand-up comedy scene. Like stand-up.
You said that before.
Yeah. I think it's a natural fit. I think
Get
it's a
some
natural
dudes.
fit. I think
What'd you say?
Get some dudes. I mean, they could be girls.
And I think we also should do, I mean, I'm not saying in any shape or form because we're doing way too many things as it is. But like at some point in the future, it would be cool to do like a live podcast in the studio with some stand-up comics and like have, do like a Kill Tony kind of thing. Like just do like, an event, do it like over on a weekend or something. Plan it, and I think that would be cool.
Introduce them and then talk to them. Give them a set. Give them a 5-minute.
Yeah, like some
tight
kind
10.
Of, yeah,
Get a tight 10. Give them a tight 10 set.
Have a live audience. Have people come in, and it'd be pretty cool.
What happens if they bomb?
That'll be fun. We'll make fun of them.
Will we be allowed to? Or
Yeah, it's our fucking show.
Why wouldn't you?
Like, wow, I really heard crickets on that one.
Yeah. Like, hey, buddy, you maybe should stick to
They
fucking
might walk
lawnmowers.
out. That'll be interesting.
Bad comedy's bad.
Bad comedy is tough.
But bad, anything's bad.
And the room, I think, determines a lot.
Ever go to an open mic night and somebody's just fucking terrible, like they can't sing on key at all, and they're like, "Ah!"
What's crazy is that they could probably do that same set and not kill, do really well, and then they could get a crowd that it just dies, and that's so hard about being. That doesn't happen with music. You either have people who like your music or you don't.
No,
like
that's
music.
not true. You have people that perform, like you have those people that are just like
Not if they're good performers.
egomaniacs that like just want to be fucking stars. And
Yeah, but they're never getting a good crowd to like them. They're just maniacs. I'm saying you can have a good
they
set
suck.
of
They're
comedy.
terrible. Like they can't like just the base level of like. There's a big difference between like I don't like the kind of music you make and
Not appreciating
you can't
what you're doing.
You can't sing in tune.
Right.
Like those are very different things.
I'm saying though, comedians, I think they could have the same song, same set, and it either bombs with that audience or it's okay with that audience.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's that works with a song.
I don't know enough about stand-up comedy. I don't know, and I haven't seen enough of it to really like. I've heard like people on podcasts talk about bombing and stuff, but I don't have enough experience.
Let's do a show. What's a good day for a show? We need a long advance build up
For what?
for a show.
What do you
go
mean
to
show?
one like having a live show back there with fucking 4 comedians. You know what I mean?
We should do it in the winter.
In wintertime, yeah.
Yeah, you guys say that every
January,
once in a while.
February.
The winter only lasts
So
so
help
long.
us fucking organize it.
When do you want to go? What's the weekend? February? Nobody does anything in February.
Oh, you mean go or do it
No,
here?
no. Like have the date set, promote it, work it right, instead of being like, we should really do this. We should really do this. We should really do this.
But he's
And then it's
100% right
January.
because like you'll say that and walk out of here
And won't
go
bring it up
back
again.
to all of your kids.
Well, how do
They'll
I
be
get a
"Guys,
comedian?"
How come we never did that show?
You don't have to get a comedian. I mean, you can if you want to, but like if you take the responsibility of
You want me to fucking start a show? You want me to
No.
you want me to build a show?
Yes.
You want me to build a show here?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want you to be
You
up.
want me to build a show?
But
That room.
The key component is being up our asses to make sure that we
gonna
lock
build
in
a
the
show.
rocket.
Rob's in charge of the audio.
Of course, he's in charge of the
Just give
audio.
him a job.
You got to get everybody involved.
Yeah.
All right.
But it
I
can't,
mean, like John Ziegler said to me, I want like it's that kind of thing. He's like, I could put together a show like with a whole bunch of
Headliner.
he said like I got younger guys.
He
and
has
stuff,
experience. He definitely has experience and
Yeah,
definitely
it's
has
funny.
people
It's
that
funny.
he could.
He's got some funny
we
shit.
could use. That'd be
Got some
great.
funny shit.
All right, I'm gonna build a fucking show. February.
Build a show.
Building it.
Build it.
That's the best way to do it.
What else do we have going on here? We've got now 4 fucking podcasts,
Way too many
movies,
podcasts.
music. Now we're doing comedy shows.
Yep.
All right, let's
Well,
go.
I mean, is that what we want, or do we want a bands? I could build a band. I could build. No,
This is
we
it's
don't
all
want
it's
music.
all it's all what we want. But really, what it comes down, what
You
he's
want
talking
music and comedy? You want
want
both?
everything.
You want a variety show? Is that what
that would be cool. That would be very cool, actually.
All right.
Remember how we were like
You
originally
want a
gonna
circus?
we
in
were
that room?
originally gonna do the West Century Project that way.
Yes.
about. Ultimately,
That would have been killer.
ultimately, I think that's what this builds to. If we could ever make some money and get people, get some, some sponsors and shit, I think we could totally be, because it's what we do. I mean, fucking, like if you really, on paper, if you really look at the amount of things that we've done, it's incredible. So we just,
You know what's tough about building a show?
You know what though? Hold on. Come back to that.
Project Manager's
I don't
about to
wanna
fire
talk
himself.
that. What you just said. Yeah, this guy can't even communicate to the
so
fucking
negative.
editors.
He's already fucking out on his own thing.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's like I feel like we've put you in a position with all of the computers that you're not meant to be in.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
not
the
a technical
communicating.
guy. You're not a technical.
You're
guy.
not meant to be that guy.
You're not a technical guy.
Yeah, you've said that before.
But
You're
you
talent.
try.
You're talent.
Yeah, that's exactly
You are.
it.
You're talent.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But I've always known that.
And that's why I say that you should be doing the thing by yourself, not bringing guests in. It's fine you're bringing guests in.
Yeah, but you'd think it's way darker when I'm by myself.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm not saying it's bad.
That's the heart. That's
I never
the
said
heart
it was
of-
bad. I said I was worried about you. That's different.
All right,
I think it's good. I
No, but-
continue to think it's good.
The best art is the art where you know the guy's suffering. That's the best. You just hope he doesn't wind up killing himself.
I don't want to suffer anymore. I've been putting these stickers up everywhere, by the way.
You're so
I'm like
nervous.
a little fucking
You keep-
13-year-old. I'm a little 13-year-old. Yes, I'm nervous. When I get talked about, I get nervous. Yes. Yes.
Wait, back to what you were talking about, the variety thing. I was thinking about that the other day after we were talking about it. Show me a good example of that happening right now.
Nobody's doing variety.
There's a reason for that, I believe.
Probably because it's too expensive.
No, because of exactly what we're dealing with, the woman with the YouTube thing. Like,
Yeah,
nobody
you're right,
wants that.
You're right.
Nobody wants.
Where's it going
They're
to be?
not made that.
Where's
way
it going to be
anymore.
consumed?
What do you mean? Because there's
Yeah,
too many
he's right.
different things going on. You don't get a niche.
Yeah.
No, he's right. Yeah, exactly. And like, and if you think about where it's consumed,
When I say variety show, I kind of just mean like craziness. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But you're probably right.
I think that's the production, like, studio. Is
Right.
all the craziness inside of itself being
Yeah.
done in and of itself, and then it's like it ties up to it.
in a
So-
perfect world where we had money, right, and we had like a project manager, a creative director for like the Viola Media socials, like that's where you would communicate that. That's where you communicate that. Like on the Viola Media social, it's like this variety of all the different things that we do, and somebody was able to create the visual and digital narrative, and it all works together, and you know it's coming from the same place, but it's all the different things. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
where you would do that. But there's the world of like sit down, watch an hour programming of like all these different things. It's gone. It's over. You're right.
Yeah. I thought no, but I was serious though. Like I thought that like that's why it doesn't exist, because of the way that all of these platforms are now set up, that they want you to hit one specific person for that thing that they're looking for. But I thought maybe there might be, but I don't think there is. I don't think there is anymore. It's why all those things are dying off.
All right, so variety shows out. Right?
No, let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. February, we should do a live podcast / comedy thing similar to Kill Tony, where like we're up there, guys go and do sets. We're up there while they do their sets. We talk shit about them. Fucking kill.
Yeah, but in the end, who are we to talk shit about a comedian?
We're the people who have their own fucking studio and a fucking podcast and all the fucking equipment and can make this shit happen. 99% of the fucking population whacks off, does nothing, and talks about what we do. We've been doing it for fucking 5 fucking years.
Oh, you're getting ferocious.
No, I am ferocious, bro.
I like that.
I just,
your
every once in
teeth.
a while,
Show your teeth.
Now I'm worried about you.
Show your teeth.
I've been ferocious. I just gotta. Sometimes I feel like we have to remind ourselves.
No, it's fucking crazy.
Like, we have
'Cause
to
I look
remind
at-
ourselves.
Sometimes I look at the people who like look at the stories and the people that like look at some of the reels and stuff, and whatever. We don't, we do okay. It's fine. But sometimes I see through a lot of it, and it's like these people, like, what are they doing like this? You know? And like,
Nothing.
I think it's cool. It's more encouraging that they should do those things, but like, not a lot of people doing shit like this.
And every story of any group of people, like artists, whatever, like any story starts exactly how our story fucking started. Like to where these people did the thing that they wanted to do because they love to do it, and they did it consistently for so long, and then one day the opportunity arrives, they were ready, boom. It's every single story goes that way.
Well, definitely putting in 1,000 hours. What do they call it? 100,000
10,000
hours?
hours.
10,000
Yeah,
hours?
without a
We're
doubt.
definitely putting in 10,000
Without a
hours.
Of what?
This.
Yeah,
This
but-
takes
but-
a long time to do.
Yeah, but I think the reason why it takes a long time to do, and even longer now maybe, is because it's got to be real deal. It's got to be legit. It can't be like, hey, let's start a podcast and we're going to talk about these trending topics and like because we want to go viral. Like every single day somebody's doing that. Every single day somebody's doing that for that specific reason. Whereas it's like if we're a group of individuals who have something to say both collectively and individually, and we really believe that what we have to say is worthwhile and people should listen up, there's nothing more special than that, I think.
Of
in
all the
world.
podcasts that ever started, I wonder what the percentage is that they last like
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
I think that there's, and it's like when people like talk about how podcasts are exploding, they're talking about the sheer number of like ones that started. You know?
Yeah, because you with an iPhone and
anybody can do it.
Yeah, you can upload your shit to
Anybody can do
Spotify,
it.
and then those count as podcasts that are out there.
Anybody could do it. The biggest takeaway and like the like aha moment for me for any sort of a like video audio thing is the ability to like what you could get out of one long format piece of content. You know, it's what we're talking about for the music thing. Like this is an hour to an hour and a half.
Right.
Like the way that we're able to like get so many different, and we're only scratching the surface. Like you could write a fucking article about it. You know, like doing something like this for a long period of time, whether it's like a conversation or a show of music, the amount of shit that you could get is insane.
And use evergreen.
What do you mean? Get from the hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of content.
The ability to split it up 100 different ways.
Yes.
And we're doing it well, and there's even more that we could be doing.
Right.
But like,
Yeah.
that's the game, man. You know?
Yeah.
Putting it up.
I went through the 17 minutes of the first football show, and I got 9 clips out of it. But when you first said, 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
struggling?
We're going to be able... No, I was in my head. I was like, we're
Yeah.
going to be able to get 2 or 3?
That thing is a very interesting fucking test.
Yeah.
That short period
That
of
is
thing.
a very interesting
And
test.
I think I really love it.
Good. I'm glad that you do.
Like the timed discussion of a topic could be anything is very interesting.
Yes.
Very
Especially in a
interesting.
world like today where people don't have that long of...
It's the opposite of what I said before, where it's like, a long
Right, how many you can get, how much you can get out of a
I
long
think
firm.
I think it makes people think clearer, faster, better, say less. And that's the fucking science experiment that I'm interested in seeing.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, I'll tell you, I played categories for the first time in like 5 years. Don't laugh at me. The story's not over yet.
It's a great game.
Great game, unless you feel like a fucking dummy because you can't think of a goddamn thing. Like,
Well, I think it's less that, and I think it's more just the pressure of the game is a little bit.
but it took me a little while to get it going. Like for a minute there, you're staring at all those things
Yeah.
and you're like, I can't think of something in my kitchen that starts with the letter B. I mean, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, how is this possible? And then you start getting weird shit, and one thing leads to the other, and where your brain goes, especially mine, it freaked me out a little bit. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of turning a little bit. I think you need to play games to get the mind going a little bit.
Games are great.
I never, ever play games.
Games are great.
Ever.
I don't either.
I think it's okay
Yeah. No, it is.
to get it moving.
And it's just fun.
See that?
I don't do a lot of things for fun.
I think the fun has to come first, and that helps you
Yeah.
get through it. But if you look at it's like, yeah, you want to play this game, and you're like, not really.
Well, it's like the old
Kinda just
school
want-
hit of dopamine, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, but I just never.
It's like a healthy way to get
Yeah. Totally.
True.
Totally.
But I don't do a lot of things for fun, which I think is generally not great.
That's not good. You should start a show by yourself and talking to the mic.
You want to talk about weird?
Imagine that.
You know what?
It'll
I
be
could.
Vitruvian 50,000.
I could. It would be interesting.
What's the grossest thing that you do
What?
on a day-to-day
Grossest
basis?
thing that
like
I
that you
do?
like I know what yours is. I know what
Guy
yours
has
is.
me like a book. He should. The next book's coming out.
know
It's going to be
yours is.
John
It's
Kelly on me.
Smoking cigarettes?
Smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
That's
Definitely.
all right. What's
That's
your
the
second
gross.
one? I'll go first. Mine's biting my fingernails.
Ah, you bite your fingernails? I
For
bite my
40
cuticles.
years,
That's pretty gross.
I've tried to stop this, and I can't do it. It's the hardest thing.
Doesn't it hurt your teeth?
Well, because it's a deep seated anxiety response.
Doesn't it hurt your teeth when you're chomping on your nail? Like I do my cuticles. That doesn't hurt your teeth.
Doesn't hurt my teeth.
I do this.
It is pretty gross. Yeah, you do a couple gross things. You snap your fucking fingers. That thing is fucking so weird. Mags, put the camera on
But
him
it's the
right
same.
now.
It's the same.
No,
so
those,
weird.
But it's the
those
same
are
thing.
weird. They're not that.
That's
gross.
true. It's not that gross.
I don't
Talking about
think
two different things.
I don't think I
Used
have
to
a lot
stick
of
his hand
gross
down his
things.
pants.
That means you got something grosser than both of us combined. If you say that, that's what that means.
Yeah, putting my hand, grabbing my balls.
Yeah, that was bad. You don't do that much anymore, thank God. I guess, yeah, I don't.
What's your second one after smoking?
You don't think cuticles is gross?
It is, but that's my
I
thing.
bite the hell out of my shit. Grossest thing.
Like picking your nose.
Nah, I don't pick my nose.
Picking your butt.
Farts?
Don't pick my butt. I fix my balls a lot. That's pretty gross. Like from outside of the pants.
But that's not gross.
Cut that. Yeah,
That's like,
I need
like,
to breathe.
That's like natural.
It's sticky.
There's a certain level of like chimpanzee DNA we're
think.
still working with.
Like multiple days of not bathing.
I don't do that.
No, I don't do that.
know?
You do that. You don't fucking shower every day. You've admitted it before.
I don't shower every day, but I shower every other day. I don't wash my hair every time I'm in the shower.
I
Is
don't
that
wash.
gross?
I don't wash. Maybe that's why I'm losing my hair.
No, you're not supposed to wash your hair every day.
I don't.
Oh, well then
Maybe
you
you
should
should.
have some hair.
Maybe I should.
God, I know I do gross shit. I definitely do gross shit.
Well, I'll come back to it next show.
All right.
I'm out there. I'm putting myself.
You know what? I'm the grossest thing I
we
feel
go.
like on my body, and this makes me gag. I think my toenails are fucking terrible. I got my grandfather's toenails. I think.
Interesting.
And it's not anything I'm doing. I think it's just the way they.
I don't think you get to choose
I
that.
think it's the way they shape.
Yeah.
How you groom it? Maybe you could go to like get a pedicure or something.
You know what? I probably should.
I have no interest in that.
I would be so embarrassed, and I don't really have an interest. I don't think I could have somebody like filing my feet.
I don't like that.
I'm interested in it.
Have you done
Do
it?
it.
No, never.
You've done your fingers?
No, I can't.
You've never
My
got a
fucking- Bro,
pedicure?
I bite my fingernails.
Wow.
But barely any fingernail there.
I definitely felt like you've gotten a pedicure before.
No, I want to.
Or a manicure. Dudes
Pedicure
with
with
shiny
manicured toes.
Dudes with shiny nails are weird. That's weird to me.
I've someone I saw recently like doing fingernail painting.
There's guys that
Not even fingernail painting. It's just a shine.
Clear coat?
Yeah, clear coat. Clear coat. Forklift driver at my job has got the cleanest nails I've ever seen in my life. It's amazing. It's crazy.
I feel it's a nice sign.
yeah.
Yeah, he takes care of himself.
We were talking about the other day, and some girl was saying that, like, you know, a sign of somebody who doesn't take care of themselves is they go right for the fingernails
What do you mean? Did
as a girl.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, if a girl
Oh,
sees
like look at the fingernails.
girls who see a guy with a clear coat might be like, eh.
I think so.
Clean and neat is different than.
No, I'm not saying.
clear
I'm
coat.
saying that's a good go-to sign.
Well,
you
I
know?
think clean and
Teeth.
neat. Clean and neat is the standard. You know what I mean? You got to be clean and neat.
So you're a guitar player. Do you have long nails sometimes? No,
Coke
right?
nails?
Like I gotta cut my fingernails all the time. They start feeling weird
Yeah.
as soon as they get over that, but I can't bite them.
I cut my nails pretty regularly because of jiu-jitsu, because if they're too long, you cut people.
I bite my nails when I drive the most.
Yes.
Out of boredom.
Yes, I smoke cigarettes the most when I drive.
It's weird. That's why I started with the toothpicks.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's why I started with the crack pipe.
What about the coke nails?
Just need to
The coke nails. I had a couple friends who had coke nails.
There's a guy at the fucking at the car wash I
Don't
go
ever
to.
trust anybody with a coke nail.
There's a-
I'm just telling you right now.
I feel like a lot of foreigners
They
have
don't play
long
the
nails.
guitar with their finger picking all the time. They're not doing that.
There's a guy at the car wash I go to, and it's one of those like monthly automated ones. So I go like 4 or 5 times a week.
Right.
And he's like he's the guy like when you go into the tunnel, he sprays you down with the fucking thing.
Yep.
Half-assed, never comes close to the car. And I take my dog all the time, and she goes nuts at this
freaking
guy.
out.
But this guy, he'll like knock on the thing, and he'll be like on my window with a
nail?
fucking coke
Oh,
nail this big.
my
But I don't
gosh.
think he does coke because he
used
probably
to,
can't
though.
afford it. And I think it's just like a thing.
A thing?
But it's just that nail.
Well, there are guitar
coke
players that do that shit.
yeah.
Yeah, he ain't a guitar player.
Nah.
His hands will be all pruny. He's not doing the guitar.
I don't
Working at a car wash.
You never know.
Coke nail. That's insane.
It's gross. And the fact that he clicks
Is
like
it always
that.
a pinky?
Oh, that's the easiest one.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure, it gets in there.
I don't know anything about that.
Me neither.
I got
Just seen it in movies.
We're done? All right, so then you guys can.
Are we supposed to say bye? This is where Meg came in. She would say bye.
All right, see you
All
next
right,
time.
see you next
Bye-bye.
time. See you next week.